Hi, welcome to BS Garage. On this one, we got the world's most expensive moving blanket holder. And the 50 gets a hood. Let's go. Let's just keep throwing parts of this car. Obviously, one big thing that's missing is the hood's not attached. I was debating whether or not to do the Cletus route and just not run one, but it needs it. It's a nice touch to the car. So there's a few things I want to clean up, paint, and make correct before I throw it on. One of them obviously being the hood, especially the underside, because I want, when you open the hood, for it to look like really nice. So we got a little bit of surface rust here. It's dirty, dingy. I'm gonna spray this thing down with some degreaser, pressure wash it up. I think I'm gonna disassemble this section here because I had a lot of like mud daubers behind there. So I'm gonna clean up, paint that section separately, slide it back in. I'm hoping that's the way it goes, and then bolt it all together. I wanna give this a nice coat of black. Just tape off all the edges and everything like that, and then keep the, I know it's reverse, like you keep the outside looking crappy, but the inside looking good. So yeah, let's get to that. Went ahead, disassembled everything that I could. This main brace piece here, there were some rivets here. The two on that side were already busted out for some reason, so it just kind of made it easy on here. I got to clean these up a little bit more. The main spring latch system there, these two weren't even attached anymore, I guess from years of use. And then I took the main front emblem off there because I'll flip the hood back over and I'll clean that thing up really well too. Got it sitting in a degreaser right now, and you can see how streaky it's getting from all the garbage and old oil and stuff. DA'd this section here. This must have been, well, yeah, it was, the battery was right there, and that's kind of why that area kind of had some surface rust on it, but not a big deal. That the coating will cover that up and stop it all together. I'm gonna let this soak a little bit more, and then I'm gonna pressure wash it off. Yeah. The main pieces, so I got to get to those too. So here are the ones that just kind of came off there. I'm just going to clean them up, spray them black. There are some staples here, must have been some kind of weather stripping. I'm going to take all these out. You can see here on the back side, it's pretty gross. So glad I'm doing this. Otherwise, you're just going to keep getting stuff that falls into the engine bay all the time, and that would suck. I'm going to disassemble that too. I'm going to spray that like a cast coat aluminum or cast coat iron or something like that, whatever I got lying around. Emblem I'm not going to do anything with. I like how crappy it looks because it fits the rest of the car. Got the underside all cleaned up. Before I start painting on it though, I do have to give the hood a proper Comet wash. You can still see I got some rust specks and stuff in there. I want to get rid of all that, and I kind of want to advance the patina a little bit more. Kind of make it match on both sides. I kind of did this side when I first got the car. I'm really liking the way that turned out. So I kind of want to match it on this side. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Got the hood looking real nice, feeling really good. I like the way that now it's showing a little bit more under primer, bare metal. Gives it a lot more texture, a lot more character, I feel like. I'm gonna flip this back over now. I'm gonna polish this all out, get rid of all the sand scratches and stuff like that. But first I wanna flip it over, do the POR 15 on the underside, and then let that dry, flip it back over, and then I'll polish that thing out. With all the other pieces and stuff, I prepped them all. These are also gonna get the POR 15, the black, that section too. The hood spring latch thing all disassembled, cleaned up as good as I wanted to. That's just gonna get some cast coat iron spray paint. So I'm gonna knock all that out right now, let it dry, and then assemble it. One coat down, looking really good. It's gonna need a second one. I went around, I thought I had some brushes, but I didn't, in order to get like in all the crevices and stuff like that. But you saw me go around there with a can of semi-gloss spray paint in order to get that coverage, because this is a semi-gloss from POR 15, so that should match good enough for under a hood. Yeah, I'm just gonna let this tack up, and then I'll put the second layer on when it needs it. Got everything back inside, all the parts laid out, ready to go back onto the hood, but I gotta let this dry overnight, good 24-hour cycle, in order to make sure that that's cured nicely before I start messing with all that stuff to get it on. So now I'm gonna move on to all the weather stripping in the doors. And this kit that I got is originally for the same year but truck, because I couldn't find one for the car specifically. It's really long, so one side per package per door. I'm thinking it will definitely make it all the way around, but I need it to stop like here, kind of like how the old stuff was, and then probably put some up in there and then start on the bottom again. I'm just gonna try to make it work in order to seal it up really well. So that's what I'm gonna do now. One door down, she's all taped up. Just basically put a bunch of that glue all in where this stuff has to be, and then just shoved it in there, taped her down, and that should hold it. For my particular application, I had to end it right there, and then I put another strip just right along inside here, because then it picks up back there, and that should seal it, or my doors will not ever shut again because of how thick this is. I guess we'll find out tomorrow, because obviously you want to let that set up for a while. And then there's like this channel groove that's thankfully not rusted out on my car. They had these like little hoops, like whoops. Just basically shove this thing in there with glue and then push those down, and it just kind of locks it in really nice. So yeah, cool. One door down, one door to go. New day, let that glue set up nicely. Where the compound curves and stuff were, it kind of had a little bit of a difficult time adhering. So you can see these kind of like black push clips. I had these lying around. I think I picked those up in my local hardware store, but drilled a couple holes in the door and then pushed them in where they needed to be. And then the areas where it wasn't as bad, I kind of used some super glue and a kicker. And that seemed to work out just fine. And check this out. Doors close and they seal. How awesome is that? Also went ahead and replaced these little rubber bumper guys here, because that actually came with the kit. That's nice. So yeah, it shouldn't, no rattles, no shakes. Nice and solid. Love it. Got the other side to do, and then we're gonna move on to the hood. All right, got the new refurbished hinges in. They're just loosely in there right now because obviously we have some adjustment to do in order to get the hood placement right. Got all the brackets and everything back on the hood with all stainless steel hardware, so I can't wait for the old man at the car show to be like, it doesn't have the right hardware. Meh. Nobody cares. But yeah, all stainless steel. And these little button rivets here, I didn't even know I had these until I went rummaging through my hardware drawer, but they're just, looks like a rivet, but it's a bolt. So actually worked out perfectly for what I needed it for, because it's a nice clean look. So the rubber stops here, hardware store actually had these. How cool is that? A couple cents each, 50 cents each, I think that's what they charged for. I got 6 of them because that's all they had. The hood actually requires like 10 of them, but I'm gonna make 6 work all along the sides there in order to keep it from like shaking around on you. What else? Oh, lights. So I'm going to put an LED light strip in it. A, because it's cool. And B, so I can see at night if something were to happen, I need to work on it or whatever. I have that option. That will be up in this channel right here. So when you open the hood, it won't glare at you. It'll just glare down and you won't see it at all. I kind of like it. This is a nice, soft, warmish glow. Same stuff I have in the trunk and in the glove box and stuff like that, but it's fairly inexpensive stuff you can pick up on Amazon, and then you can pick up like a wiring kit for it. I don't know where that went, but this is like the wire end, and it just basically snaps in, power and ground, and you're good to go. And you can cut your lengths. I think it's really convenient, fairly cheap. Yeah, so I'm gonna put that in, run the wire along the channel there to hide it, and then the wire here. See, I kind of pre-planned for it. That's what this is for. So I don't know if I'm gonna hook it up to like a switch back here that's hidden, or like a magnetic switch in here so that every time you open the hood, it automatically turns on and off. Maybe both. I'll figure that out when I get there. I just want to get the light in so I can get the hood on. Bam, there we go. Light strip is in. Wire's nice and hidden. All the way down. It's just gonna have some extra length here, taped up out of the way, so I can wire it up once it's on. And that's what I'm gonna do right now by myself. Let's throw a hood on, right? Got some blankets over the fenders because, well, I don't want to scratch it up more, right? I think if I just set it on and then just kind of bolt it up and then kind of raise it. I got some new springs to go on too, and I think that those are kind of a bear as well. I don't know. I guess I could call someone, but why? You know, who needs friends? Not me. I'll put it on. Let's go. So I debated whether or not even to show this because honestly, this is really dumb. Do this at your own risk. This is just one way of going about it. I do not claim that you should do it this way, nor did I come up with this, but it did work. So that being said, working on the hood springs, I got one in already in this fashion. Pry bar underneath, my jack, hook on the top, stretch it out. I took like one of those thicker paint yardsticks, cut it up into pieces, shoved it in between each coil, as many as I could. And then I'm gonna release the pressure off this, and that will give me enough distance that I can snake it up where it needs to be. Otherwise, you have to have like a special tool in order to do these, and I don't have that tool. So this is my special tool. I'm the tool because this is really dumb. Yeah, so I'm gonna let this down, not die, and then put it on that side. All right, so I stacked just enough wood so that all I would have to do is barely, hold on, I got too many things in my hand. So I had to barely pry it on with my the window. So we're back on the window thing. So it's got a nice ball on the end of it. So I was able to sneak this up underneath here, grab onto the hook there, and then pull it up, and then it goes right in place. I mean, literally it was right here, just had to slip it on. Probably could have done it by hand, but you know what, that's scary. Again, I do not recommend doing this, but it does work. So now I'm gonna close the hood, and that releases more tension off the spring, or puts more tension on the spring to open these gaps up. And then I'm gonna take a screwdriver from underneath because I don't have my full fender liners in. And then I can just keep prying every single spring and then pull every single piece of wood out. Scary, but again, it works. And after all that work, you know what I did? I put them on upside down. So, and they don't even hold it up. Now I'm just pissed. Right? I don't care if it's upside down or not upside down. That should hold that up. Am I wrong? Honestly, that was a lot of work, frustration to get those things in there. And A, I screwed it up, but B, they didn't even work. This isn't working. I don't know what I'm gonna do, to be honest with you. I'm gonna take them off. I'm gonna take them off there. Frustrated. On a positive note, the hood's on, fitting real nice. Got it all situated where it needs to be. The latch is all nice and good. Is that a thing to say? I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I'm really frustrated right now with the whole spring situation. But this looks awesome. I can't wait to like buff on this thing and get that sweet patina sauce on there. So cool. I think on that note, that's where I'm going to call this one. Can't really end all of them being a winner, right? You know, you got to have a little failure here and there to learn from. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. If you know what I should do, drop it in the comments below. If you know of a really good like hood spring hinge kit, like one of those shock kits that you get on like Camaros and stuff like that. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm leaning towards in order to get that hood up and out of the way of everything, because I'm really disappointed in the way that spring situation went. But we have a hood on, like I said earlier. And if you guys made it this far in the video, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. We'll see you on the next one.